I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big...
What's up, YouTube? It's Vic, NYC82. Been a long time since I posted to this channel, but I want to bring the channel back, and I'm going to start with a travel video. Today we're going to be traveling to Manila, Philippines. It's a place I've always wanted to visit, and I'm fortunate enough to be in a position to be able to go. So flying out of JFK, flight was supposed to be direct, but due to the current situation in Canada with the wildfires and stuff, flight got delayed several times, and instead of a 17-hour direct flight, we're now connecting in Los Angeles, or flying to Los Angeles. We're gonna have a 2-hour layover there, then we're flying from Los Angeles to Manila. So I went from having a 17-hour direct flight to 23 hours of travel time total. By far the longest I've ever spent traveling in a while, in quite some time, since my military days. I had some long travel days then, but we'll see how this goes. The airline did give us a food voucher for 25 bucks, and if you've been in the airport, you know 25 bucks doesn't get you much. And I'll show you here what 25 bucks got me. So sit back. If you make it through the video, sit back, enjoy. Hope you guys make it to the end of the video, and I look forward to doing this flight review with y'all and document this trip to the Philippines. Okay, so about 10 minutes after takeoff and the plane, reached cruising altitude, the crew came around handing out these amenity kits, which contain a sleeping mask, a pair of socks, and a toothbrush with toothpaste. So one thing I did, I was originally supposed to sit in 43C, I believe. But, shortly, maybe the day before the flight, I went on the PAL website and looked for a seat that was emptier. I ended up sitting in 38H, which was not a great seat. It was convenient because it was in the aisle and the bathrooms were near me. I had nobody behind me, but the seat itself had very little recline, so it ended up being a not so quite comfortable experience. But that is something you can do. You can go on the PAL app or website and change your seat before the flight, because this flight was not fully booked, so there were plenty of open seats. Now, as for the seat itself, I flew economy class, premium economy, and it was a little too expensive, and business, forget about it. I wasn't willing to throw that kind of money on a seat for a plane. That was money I would rather have for the trip. But I was very surprised with the amount of legroom that I had. I'm 6 feet tall, I'm 270. I'm not a little dude, I'm a big dude. And you can see here, man, I had ample space. I was able to stretch my legs. The seat next to me was open, and I did have a neighbor at the window seat. But I was very impressed with the legroom that I got on the plane. The seats themselves, you do get a entertainment screen. There is a USB port, so I was able to charge my phone while flying. Legroom. When I saw the legroom that I had, and I saw what premium economy was, I feel like premium economy may not be worth the price difference. I was perfectly comfortable in economy. Aside from the lack of recline that I had, I was fine. All right, so probably about 20 minutes after the crew handed out the amenity kits, they actually provided us a meal service on the New York to LA leg of the flight, which surprised me because I've flown domestically across the country, and all I ever got was a bag of chips and a soda that you had to share with someone else. So the fact that they gave us an actual meal service, I was impressed with that. I didn't expect that. The food was good. The chicken was a little dry, but it tasted fine. The spaghetti was fine, cooked right. Wasn't watery or anything like that. I took a Pepsi Max, which is Pepsi Zero in the United States, but it's Max overseas. They actually gave me the whole can. I was surprised by that. I didn't expect that. But no complaints about the food. The food, for what it was, actually was pretty good. All right, so after the meal service, it was pretty much lights out, and just flew to LA. Took about 5 hours and some change. Once we got to LA, we actually did taxi to a gate, but we were not allowed to leave the plane. It was a technical stop, so what they did was refuel the plane, and they actually had to swap out the crew. It was a little uncomfortable in there. We were on the ground probably for about 2 hours, give or take. Did get a little uncomfortable. I did get up, stretch my legs. They weren't being really strict about that. They understood it was a long flight ahead, so they weren't complaining if they saw you getting up to stretch your legs. But that's pretty much it. And once they swapped out the crew, we taxied back out and we took off, and we were bound for Manila. All right, so about an hour into our flight from LA to Manila, it was time for the first meal service of that leg of the flight. And you had a choice between chicken and rice or pork and rice, and I went with the pork. The food, I got a bit, man. The food was good. Perfectly seasoned, had really good flavor. The pork was nice and tender. And I was just really impressed with the food. It filled you up. It was a long flight. I think from LA to Manila, we was like almost 14 hours. And I would say maybe every 3.5 to 4 hours they came by with some kind of a service. Because after this meal service, they came by. The second service was like a snack service where they gave us it was pretty much a hot sandwich. It was like a turkey sandwich on a ciabatta roll. It was toasted, and they gave you a soda. Now, I didn't actually take a picture of that. It was just a regular sandwich, but it was pretty good. The bread wasn't hard. It was, tasted fresh. So that held me down. And pretty much between the meal services, it was just lights out, people sleeping, talking, walking around. I played a lot of Nintendo Switch, watched a couple movies on my iPad. And then probably about an hour and a half before we were scheduled to arrive in Manila, they came around with the final meal service of the flight. You had the choice of between pork sausage and scrambled eggs, or it was chicken teriyaki and white rice. I don't know why, but at that time it was already like 2 in the afternoon, but I wanted breakfast food, so I went with the sausage and eggs. It tasted good. The eggs were not hard, cooked right. The potatoes were nice and soft. The rolls were good. The fruit tasted fresh. Overall, the food on the flight was pretty good. I gotta say, it's been a long time since I've been on a plane where they actually gave you meals. And, my memories of airline meals were never good. But Philippine Airlines seems to know what they're doing. The food is pretty tasty, I gotta admit. So after that meal service, once they cleaned up everything, they came around with the customs declaration forms. And, you had to fill that out and you had that ready for passport control. Also, they told you to have your e-travel ready, which is something you need before you fly to the Philippines. You have to do that maybe, I think it's like 3 days before you're scheduled to arrive. You go on the website there that you see on the photo, and you do everything, and you get that barcode, and you have to screenshot it. And they actually checked that before I left Kennedy. When I was checking into the flight, they checked that. And then when I got to immigration here in Manila, they checked it again. So they were pretty strict with that. But otherwise, the questionnaire itself is pretty simple, self-explanatory. It probably took me about 10 minutes. And that was pretty much it. Once you come out, you go down into the customs area, and there's an area for Filipino residents, and there's an area for immigration, which is where all the non-Filipinos go, foreign passport holders. It was a pretty quick and painless process. They'll check your passport, they check your barcode. They actually did check my vaccination status, but they did that in JFK before I left. I don't know if they input that with the barcode or whatever, but they didn't ask me for a vaccination card in Manila when I arrived. And that was pretty much it. Once I got my passport stamped, I went to baggage claim and got my bag. And I exited out. And once you exit out of the baggage claim area, That's where the currency exchange is at. There's some bathrooms there and also SIM card services. So I exchanged some money, like $300 US when I was there. And listen, things are very cheap over here. So that's a lot of money. Those $300 have gone a long way. So you really don't need to convert a whole lot of money. But when you exit the airport, there's a couple islands that are for like taxis and buses. And you see this thing here that I'm showing here in the photo that says green. If you're getting picked up, you actually need to go through that area and walk down the ramp, and then there's like another pickup area. So if you're not like getting picked up by a bus or transportation service, you go there and you get picked up. But that's gonna conclude this one, ladies and gents. Gonna be more videos following on my trip to Manila. If you made it this far, I hope you like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Hey YouTube, it's your boy Vic NYC82. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little warning bell so you know every time I put a new video up. Peace.